again, you walking down the road and things are happening to you, and you will wonder, why does a kid do things? Why does a kid act a certain way? Why is this kid acting like he don't have no sense? Let's look at it. Let's look behind. Let's see what was going on. Let's see what's going on behind him. And then we probably could get an understanding of why he's moving the way that he's moving. And truthfully, this is really what we trying to bring. Understanding. Understand that we are going through something in our lives a lot of times, and it's very traumatic on us. It's very emotionally daunting. It's very physically draining to have to go through this in your mind and in your movements to try to just figure out how do I just get into a place where I can move and not feel like something can happen to me, or I'm in jeopardy. I'm scared of this happening. I'm scared of that happening. When I'm over here, I'm scared because of this. When I'm over here, I'm scared because of that. And I just want to find a place where I can feel like I can just relax and just be me, you know? So in contrast, when you look at where I came from, it was already tumultuous, right? I was already fighting. I was already, so it's that thing where before you channeled into this world, like I said, your grandfather was going through stuff leading to a place where he was a teenager, and then his brother, they gone. Except it ain't my brother. It's my father I'm watching. It's my father I see moving down the road, getting closer and closer and closer. And I'm scared, and I see it. I see what's happening, and it's scaring me to death. I see that he's headed somewhere, and I don't feel like he can stop it if that thing happens. I feel like if that something was to happen, it would overtake him, and as we move forward, the very thing that I feared was the thing that happened. Just like I'm sure when he was looking at his brother, he had to have some thoughts of what's going to happen to my brother. Is my brother going to be okay? Right? That's the same thoughts that I had about my father. Is my father going to be okay? Is my father going to make it? Some kids don't have a father, and it's a whole nother story behind it. But this is my story that affects me, and it affects you, because me not having a father totally impacted me as a teenager. Not having a man that could say to me.
And that's from the age 13.
13. Over the years, I'm 14, 15. By the time I'm 17, when it's time for him to really be like, punch me in the head and make sure that I'm where I should be doing what I supposed to be doing, I don't have it. There's nobody here for me. My mama tried. She's trying. But there's only so much she can do. You got grandparents that come in and chime in and they want to help, but it's nothing they can do either. It's nothing nobody can do at this point.
Because you see, it was a cycle. It goes from your daddy seeing his brother murdered to you seeing your dad murder, and this at an early age. So you don't have nobody changing your trajectory of where you gonna go from the age 13 and point you in that direction to say there's gonna be something different. And that's where I'm even coming into play, because that's where, my life begins at that point.
Yeah. Yep. Your life begins at the place where
you're not even in control.
Man, I am trying to be normal still. Really. But I got a lot in me. I got a lot of anger in me. I got a lot of frustration in me. I got a lot of built up, pent up. I want to just unleash in me, right? And the way that I got past it was by going to the field, was by exerting myself through athletics, going to a field and just demolishing kids, going to the basketball court and demolishing kids. Everywhere I go, nobody can mess with me. Nobody. By age 14, we able to go play with the grown men, and you don't know no different. So a kid that's underdeveloped at 14, 13, 14, 15 years old, you can't handle me right now. If you underdeveloped, you in trouble right now, because I can go handle this grown man over here. But I'm trying to find that path for me, because what other way am I going to go? Right? That is a force in your life before you ever knew it.
It's like I keep something I can't control.
Before you ever knew it, the sports had. Now, our family was not the family who. Well, I ain't gonna say we didn't have people who played sports. I had cousins that played sports, so I did have somebody that I could look at and say, "Yeah, he doing football. I like that." Right, but it was more so what I saw on TV and things like that.
It wasn't a family tradition.
It wasn't family tradition where it came down the line and you just automatically knew that this was the thing that you could do. For me, the thing that came down the line was either the auto stuff, right?
Or
streets. Or on the other side, it was gospel or church and street, because they had some street too over there, okay? So these were the things that were in front of me, but I chose sports because those are the things that was influencing, right? Was really allowing me to go out and exercise and let this thing that was inside of me out, right? So the sports created another channel, right? Where as a younger child, it was like, okay, I'm figuring this thing out. I'm figuring it out. But then as I got older, sports became the thing that allowed me to be cool. Right? So that created a sense of, oh, I'm doing all right. It's okay. I'm doing all right, because I can go out here and demolish, and then people, they good with me. They like me. It's, you know what I'm saying? The adults, they give me attention because of that. The kids know that I demolish them, so they give me respect because of that. So, okay, I'm finding a place. I'm finding a way that I can function and I can get through. And that don't mean that I didn't run into some things and have some things that I was doing that wasn't right here and there. But for the most part, the sports kept me on track. So for you, I start moving down this road where I'm playing sports. I become this guy, and in the midst of all of this, I meet your mom. She's younger than me. I'm 18, she's 16, or I'm 17, she's 15, and we change over because our birthdays are close together, whatnot. But you're born at 16 for her. You're born at 19 for me. And for me, you channeling into this world created a whole nother thing for me. It created a whole nother, am I going to be all right? How am I going to do this? How am I going to function in this? How am I going to make sure that the thing that I'm dealing with is not the thing that my son deals with? Connection to his father. I should be leaving to go to school. I should be leaving to go to school. But if I leave to go to school, what am I going to do with my son?
You leave him.
Leave him.
Just like the history has passed down.
Okay.
You know, you was left, or you left yourself.
We left, right?
Yeah.
So do I allow that to happen? So that's deep for me. That's a very, very deep place for me when you talk about, am I going to allow my son not to have a connection to me in a way where I know what that felt like to not have a connection to my father. So if I leave you, what is going to happen? But if I stay, what am I going to do if I stay? Go work at McDonald's? Kentucky Fried Chicken? Because that's what I see. That's what's going on around me. I don't see no young person going to get no real job doing nothing outside of working at some fast food restaurant, retail store or something. So for me, is this what it's going to be? If I stay, I got to try to work at a fast food joint or something. That ain't going to work. And then if I leave, how am I going to be connected? What do I do? What direction do I go? Which way do I go? Right? So that takes me into a place where it's a very dark place, where I have no answer, where I have nothing that I can lean on. The thing that I can lean on is the thing that destroys. And I've watched it, I've felt it, I've experienced it firsthand. So I know what not being here does. I know what working at Kentucky Fried Chicken or some fast food restaurant look like, and it not being enough money to do the thing that you need to be doing. I know what that looks like. So I'm confused right now. What am I going to do? What is there to do? How can I do it? And there's no one standing in the background saying, well, we'll take care of him. No. Mom, I can't depend on mom like that. How can I depend on my mom to take care of my kid? It's hard for us to get through. It's just we barely making it for her to just do a little bit for me right now. So how can I expect her to do that, to be taking on my child in a way where you finna have to be taking up all my slack? So instead of me figuring out how to do that in a way where it was positive movement forward and somebody was able to tell me, listen, the baby gonna be taken care of. Go, we'll get the baby to you so that the baby does not lose the connection. Once you get there, the school may help you. We know instances where just because you had a baby in college don't mean that you're not with your child. You understand? But I did not get that. Okay? So for me, I was in a dark place looking for something to grab hold to. And the thing that I was able to grab hold to was something that was not positive, was something that was not the thing to do.
Which affected my life before I even know it. You know, before you can even control what you can control, it affected me. And I'm already affected, and I'm not even like you said. Before you know it, you somewhere else.